Welcome to True Crime Diaries, where we bring you a new episode every day. Get ready to dive into the most gripping and chilling true crime stories. Steven Clayton's life was a shining example of the American dream realized. Born in a small town, Steven's journey from humble beginnings to a position of substantial wealth and influence is a testament to his drive and perseverance. He was known for his unrelenting work ethic and his ability to turn business ventures into successful enterprises. By his mid-30s, Steven had achieved significant success, amassing wealth and respect in the business world. Steven's achievements were not confined to his professional life. His personal life, too, was a portrait of success and contentment. He lived in a magnificent estate on the shores of Lake Wylie, a property that epitomized opulence. The mansion was a sprawling testament to his success, featuring lush gardens, luxurious interiors, and breathtaking views of the lake. It was a hub for social gatherings, charity events, and family celebrations, where Steven and his wife, Lynn, entertained guests with apparent ease and grace. Steven and Lynn's relationship was the subject of admiration and envy. They met at a high-profile charity gala, where Lynn's elegance and poise captivated Steven. Their courtship was marked by public displays of affection, romantic getaways, and a whirlwind of media attention. Lynn, with her beauty and charm, seemed to be the perfect match for Steven. Their wedding was a lavish affair, celebrated with grandeur and attended by many influential figures. Their life together was publicly portrayed as ideal. They were seen as a power couple, embodying success and happiness. Their social circle included prominent figures from various sectors, and their events were the highlight of the social calendar. To the outside world, their life was a fairy tale come true, a story of love, success, and happiness. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect life, cracks were beginning to show. Steven's health started to deteriorate, and what began as minor issues soon escalated into serious concerns. He began to experience unexplained fatigue, dizziness, and weakness. His once vibrant demeanor was replaced by a pallor and frailty that alarmed those around him. Despite consulting various specialists, the cause of Steven's health problems remained elusive, setting the stage for a dramatic and tragic turn of events. As Steven's health continued to decline, Lynn's role in his life became a point of increasing scrutiny. Initially, she was seen as a devoted wife, diligently managing Steven's medical appointments and ensuring he received the best possible care. Her outward composure and calmness in the face of Steven's deteriorating health were widely praised. Friends and family viewed her as a pillar of strength and support during this challenging time. Yet, Lynn's demeanor began to raise eyebrows. Her calmness in the face of such a severe health crisis seemed unnervingly detached to some observers. Those close to Steven noticed that Lynn's reactions to his health issues were often out of sync with the seriousness of the situation. This discrepancy led to growing concerns about her true feelings and intentions. Friends and family began to notice that Lynn's behavior seemed increasingly inconsistent with the gravity of Steven's condition. While she publicly maintained a facade of concern and dedication, her private actions appeared to be more focused on managing the situation to her advantage. The contrast between her outward calm and the severity of Steven's health problems became a focal point of suspicion. Lynn's interactions with medical professionals were also scrutinized. Her handling of Steven's care, including decisions about treatment and medication, was closely examined. Some began to question whether Lynn's seemingly supportive actions were genuinely in Steven's best interest or if they were part of a broader, more calculated approach. The inconsistencies in her behavior and the growing doubts about her motives set the stage for a deeper investigation. The more people observed, the more they began to question Lynn's authenticity. Her outward calm and control seemed at odds with the gravity of Steven's condition, raising suspicions about her true intentions. Friends and family began to wonder if Lynn's devotion was merely a facade, concealing a more sinister agenda. The questions surrounding Lynn's behavior created an atmosphere of suspicion and intrigue, leading to a deeper investigation into her role in Steven's life and his deteriorating health. As Steven's health issues became more pronounced, Lynn's financial activities came under intense scrutiny. Initially, the substantial expenses associated with Steven's medical treatment were seen as a necessary part of managing his health. However, as the amounts involved increased and the frequency of withdrawals became more pronounced, suspicions about Lynn's financial intentions grew. Financial records revealed a series of large withdrawals from Steven's accounts. These transactions were initially attributed to the high costs of his medical care. However, as the withdrawals continued and the amounts involved became larger, doubts began to emerge. Investigators started to examine the nature of these transactions more closely, uncovering a pattern that suggested a more deliberate approach. Lynn's financial maneuvers included not only large withdrawals but also a series of suspicious transactions. She was found to have made significant purchases and investments, all funded by Steven's money. This pattern of spending raised questions about her true motives. It appeared that Lynn was systematically draining Steven's financial resources, using the funds for her own benefit rather than for his care. The investigation into Lynn's financial activities revealed a troubling pattern. She was transferring large sums of money into accounts under her control and making significant purchases unrelated to Steven's medical needs. This financial behavior indicated a deliberate effort to secure assets for herself, independent of Steven's well-being. The evidence suggested that Lynn's financial activities were part of a broader scheme to exploit Steven's condition for her personal gain. The scrutiny of Lynn's financial activities painted a picture of calculated manipulation. The pattern of withdrawals, suspicious transactions, and substantial expenditures indicated that Lynn was leveraging Steven's deteriorating health to benefit financially. The investigation into her financial dealings provided crucial evidence of her motives and raised serious questions about her role in Steven's death. The day Steven Clayton died marked a dramatic turning point in the case. Lynn's 911 call reported that she had found Steven unresponsive at their home. Paramedics arrived quickly, but despite their efforts, Steven could not be revived. The initial assessment suggested a heart attack, a plausible explanation given Steven's recent health issues. However, the case took a dramatic turn when the autopsy results revealed a shocking truth. The autopsy uncovered that Steven had been poisoned with tetrahydrozoline, a chemical commonly found in over-the-counter eye drops. This substance, when ingested in significant quantities, can be fatal. The presence of tetrahydrozoline in Steven's system indicated that his death was not due to natural causes but rather the result of deliberate poisoning. This revelation shifted the focus of the investigation from a potential medical condition to a case of premeditated murder. The discovery of tetrahydrozoline in Steven's body suggested that someone had been administering the poison over a period of time. This pointed to a high level of planning and intent, indicating that the poisoning was not a spontaneous act but a carefully orchestrated crime. The investigation now had to determine who had the motive and opportunity to commit such a heinous act. The revelation of poison in Steven's system was a critical turning point in the case. It transformed the investigation from a medical mystery into a criminal investigation. The focus shifted to identifying the perpetrator and understanding the motive behind the poisoning. The presence of tetrahydrozoline in Steven's body provided a crucial piece of evidence that would drive the investigation forward and uncover the truth behind his death. With the autopsy results confirming poisoning, investigators turned their focus on Lynn Clayton. As the primary suspect, she came under intense scrutiny. The investigation delved into every aspect of Lynn's background, financial activities, and personal history. The aim was to uncover any connections between her actions and Steven's death. Investigators discovered that Lynn had been married twice before, and both of her previous husbands had experienced mysterious health issues that ultimately led to their deaths. In each case, Lynn had received substantial financial settlements following their deaths. This pattern of behavior raised serious questions about her motives in Steven's case. The similarities between the circumstances of her previous husband's deaths and Steven's situation were striking. Lynn's history of targeting wealthy, older men and benefiting financially from their deaths became a focal point of the investigation. Her previous marriages and the mysterious circumstances surrounding her former husband's deaths suggested a troubling pattern of behavior. Investigators examined these past cases to determine if there were any similarities or patterns that could provide insight into Lynn's actions in Steven's case. The investigation also looked into Lynn's behavior during Steven's illness. Her interactions with medical professionals, her management of his care, and her financial activities were all scrutinized. The goal was to build a comprehensive picture of Lynn's role in Steven's life and to understand her motivations. The evidence gathered pointed towards a premeditated plan to exploit Steven's condition for financial gain, raising serious questions about her involvement in his death. The investigation into Lynn Clayton's background and behavior revealed a complex and troubling pattern. The similarities between her previous marriages and the circumstances of Steven's death provided crucial insights into her motives and actions. The investigation continued to unravel the details of Lynn's life, aiming to uncover the truth behind her involvement in Steven's death. To understand Lynn Clayton's motive for murdering Steven, investigators delved into her personal history and financial situation. They uncovered a pattern of behavior that suggested a clear motive: financial gain. Lynn's previous marriages and the mysterious deaths of her former husbands pointed to a recurring theme of exploiting wealthy partners for personal benefit. Lynn's financial troubles were a significant factor in her motive. Despite her outward appearance of wealth and success, she faced mounting debts and financial instability. The lavish lifestyle she maintained was funded by Steven's money, and the pressure to sustain this lifestyle likely contributed to her decision to eliminate him. The financial strain she faced created a motive for seeking an alternative source of income, leading her to orchestrate Steven's murder. The toxicology reports and financial records painted a picture of calculated planning. Lynn's use of tetrahydrozoline, a substance that is difficult to detect, indicated a high level of premeditation. The methodical nature of the poisoning suggested that Lynn had carefully planned the crime, considering both the means and the motive for her actions. The financial gain from Steven's death provided a clear incentive for her to commit such a heinous act. In addition to financial motives, Lynn's past behavior and relationships revealed a pattern of manipulation and deceit. Her history of targeting wealthy partners and benefiting financially from their deaths suggested a willingness to betray trust for personal gain. The investigation into Lynn's motives provided crucial insights into her actions and revealed the underlying factors that drove her to commit murder. The trial of Lynn Clayton was a dramatic and emotionally charged affair. The courtroom was filled with tension as the prosecution presented its case against her. The evidence, including financial records, toxicology reports, and witness testimonies, painted a clear picture of Lynn's guilt. The prosecution argued that Lynn had premeditated Steven's murder, driven by financial motives and a pattern of deceitful behavior. The defense, on the other hand, sought to cast doubt on the prosecution's case. They argued that the evidence was circumstantial and that there were alternative explanations for Steven's death. The defense aimed to challenge the credibility of the prosecution's witnesses and question the validity of the toxicology reports. Their strategy was to create reasonable doubt in the minds of the jurors and secure an acquittal for Lynn. Throughout the trial, the courtroom drama unfolded with emotional testimonies from Steven's family and friends. Their accounts of the impact of Steven's death on their lives were poignant and compelling. The personal stories of grief and betrayal highlighted the human cost of the crime and underscored the emotional toll of Lynn's actions. The trial concluded with the jury deliberating over the evidence presented. After careful consideration, the jury found Lynn guilty of first-degree murder. The verdict was a result of the overwhelming evidence against her, including the toxicology reports, financial records, and witness testimonies. The conviction reflected the gravity of Lynn's crime and the premeditation involved in Steven's murder. Following her conviction, Lynn Clayton faced sentencing for her crime. The court heard from Steven's family and friends, who provided emotional testimonies about the impact of his death on their lives. Their accounts of grief, loss, and betrayal added a personal dimension to the sentencing phase, highlighting the profound effect of Lynn's actions. Lynn was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The severity of the sentence reflected the gravity of her crime and the premeditation involved. The court emphasized the need for justice for Steven and the importance of holding Lynn accountable for her actions. The life sentence ensured that Lynn would spend the remainder of her life in prison, unable to benefit from her crime. The sentencing was a significant moment for Steven's family and the community of Lake Wylie. It provided a sense of closure and justice, marking the end of a long and painful journey. The case had left a lasting impact on the community, highlighting the dangers of trust and the potential for betrayal in seemingly perfect lives. The emotional impact of Steven's death and Lynn's conviction continued to resonate with those affected by the case. The trial and sentencing served as a reminder of the complexities of human relationships and the consequences of deceit and betrayal. The community of Lake Wylie was left to grapple with the aftermath of the case, seeking to find a sense of closure and healing. In the wake of Steven Clayton's death, his legacy lived on through the Steven Clayton Foundation. Established in his memory, the foundation focused on providing support and scholarships in areas related to health and elder care. The foundation's work was a testament to Steven's commitment to giving back and making a positive impact on the community. The foundation's efforts were aimed at honoring Steven's memory and ensuring that his story contributed to meaningful change. It supported various initiatives and programs designed to improve health and well-being, reflecting Steven's values and dedication to helping others. The foundation's work became a symbol of hope and resilience, channeling Steven's legacy into positive action. The case of Steven Clayton served as a cautionary tale about the potential for darkness within seemingly perfect lives. It prompted reflection on the nature of trust, betrayal, and the lengths to which individuals can go when driven by greed and deceit. The story of Steven Clayton continued to resonate, reminding us of the complexities of human relationships and the potential for betrayal. The legacy of Steven Clayton is a reminder of the importance of vigilance and the need to look beyond the surface of seemingly perfect lives. His story serves as a testament to the impact of betrayal and the consequences of deceit, highlighting the need for honesty and integrity in our relationships and interactions with others. A comprehensive psychological profile of Lynn Clayton reveals a complex and troubling personality. Her actions suggest a pattern of manipulation and deceit that extends beyond her relationship with Steven. Individuals with such tendencies often display a superficial charm that masks their true intentions. Lynn's ability to present herself as a caring and devoted wife while secretly orchestrating Steven's murder indicates a high level of emotional detachment and calculated planning. The psychological profile of Lynn Clayton provides insight into the mind of an individual capable of such heinous acts. Her behavior suggests a willingness to betray trust and manipulate others for personal gain. This profile highlights the complexities of human nature and the dangers that can lurk behind even the most seemingly perfect facades. The motive behind Lynn's actions appears to be multifaceted. Financial gain was a significant factor, but there may have been other underlying motivations. Lynn's history of targeting wealthy partners suggests a pattern of exploiting vulnerable individuals for personal benefit. Her previous marriages and the mysterious deaths of her former husbands indicate a troubling pattern of behavior that extended beyond Steven. The analysis of Lynn's psychological profile and motives provides a deeper understanding of her actions and behavior. It sheds light on the factors that drove her to commit such a heinous crime and reveals the complexities of her personality. The profile serves as a reminder of the potential for darkness within individuals and the importance of understanding the psychological factors that contribute to criminal behavior. The impact of Steven Clayton's death on his family and community was profound and far-reaching. His family was left grappling with grief and betrayal, struggling to come to terms with the loss of a loved one and the realization that someone they had trusted was responsible for his death. The emotional toll of Steven's death was significant, and the process of seeking closure was challenging for his family. Steven's family had to navigate the difficult process of mourning while also dealing with the legal and emotional aftermath of his death. The trial and conviction of Lynn Clayton added to their pain, as they were forced to relive the trauma of Steven's death and confront the reality of the betrayal. The impact of Steven's death on his family was a reminder of the personal and emotional cost of crime and the challenges of seeking justice. The community of Lake Wylie was also affected by the case. Many residents were shocked and saddened by the revelations, struggling to reconcile the image of Steven's life with the reality of his death. The case prompted discussions about trust, relationships, and the potential for deceit within seemingly perfect lives. It served as a stark reminder of the complexities of human nature and the dangers that can lurk behind even the most trusted facades. The case of Steven Clayton had a lasting impact on the legal community and the public's perception of trust and betrayal. It highlighted the importance of thorough investigations and the need for vigilance in financial matters. The story of Steven Clayton challenges us to look beyond the surface and question what we see, reminding us that even the most seemingly perfect lives can harbor hidden dangers. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. True Crime Diaries brings you a new episode every day, diving into the darkest and most intriguing cases. Join us daily as we uncover the truth behind the headlines.